Okay, you guys, so what I'm gonna do first is get this chicken seasoned up so that I can get it marinating a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with that accent. Next, I have the ground ginger, ground black pepper, adobo, I'm gonna put maybe 2 or 3 of these allspice balls in there. And now what I'm gonna do is just give this a nice mix. I normally go in with my hands, but I have nails on today and I'm gonna have to clean all under them, and I don't wanna have to do that. So I'm just gonna use a spoon and get it all mixed up. Now what I'm gonna do is go in with a little browning. This is my favorite brand of browning. This is gonna give it that nice brown color. Get that in there mixed. Okay, so this is how it looks. That browning gives it that nice brown color. So now what I'm gonna do is cover this back up and sit it in the fridge. You wanna let it marinate for about 2 hours. I'm probably not gonna wait the entire 2 hours because it's already getting late and I gotta start cooking. So I'm just gonna let it marinate while I get everything else together. So now what I'm doing is just cutting up my veggies so that they will be ready. Oh, my eyes is burning. Burning. Okay, so let me do my pepper. I normally use a red pepper too, but I don't have any more, so I'll just use green today. Gives it all the flavors. I'm just gonna give these a rough chop because I'm actually gonna blend these up. The green bell pepper is gonna get blended up with the tomatoes. So I'm just gonna give those a rough chop. Set that to the side. my tomatoes as well. I'm just gonna cut them in half or in fourths because I am blending them up. I probably am going to end up using them all. Okay, you guys, so now what I'm doing is loading the blender with the goodies. Put your tomatoes in. Your green bell peppers. A little of that red onion. Save some of the red onion though. And I'm gonna put some of these garlic cloves in there. About 5. And now I'm just gonna add a little bit of water in there with it to help it, you know, get it going in the blender. And I'm gonna go blend this up. So you guys, I'm also gonna add in this Scotch bonnet pepper. I think I'm only gonna do one because this one is kind of big and I don't want it too spicy. I'm gonna add that in there and then blend that with this. Okay guys, so I got all my tomatoes and things blended, all in the blender, and that's how it looks. So let's get started with making this dish. Okay, y'all, so first things first is we're gonna get that meat that we had marinating a little bit. I have a little oil at the bottom of this pot, and we're just gonna add all that chicken in there, and we're gonna get this chicken browned first. I have my heat on about medium. We're just gonna brown this a little bit. Doesn't take that long to cook because I diced them up into smaller pieces. My chicken is coming along good. Okay, you guys, so my chicken is brown just enough, and it's just about done. You want to cook it just about all the way, and then it will finish cooking the rest of the way once we add it to our rice. So what I'm going to do is take this out and set it on a plate to the side. Okay, now to that same pot, you're going to add in the rest of that onion that I told you guys to save. And add the rest of that in there and cook those up for a little bit. If you need to add a little more oil, you can go ahead. I still had oil in there, and I don't want to add too much. So I'm just going to leave it just like that. And you're going to kind of saute these up. Don't let them burn, but you want them to get nice and translucent. Now I'm going to add in some garlic. And now I'm going to go in with that tomato paste so I can get it out. Get that in there. Now, I like to, I don't know if you want to call it fry it, but I kind of like to cook this tomato paste a little bit before I add anything else, because it kind of gives off a raw taste. So when you cook it a little bit first, you kind of get rid of a lot of that. Just for about a minute or two, not too long. Okay, guys, so this cooked for about 1 or 2 minutes. In the bottom of the pot, you may see it getting brown. That is totally fine. That's all that flavor and seasoning sticking to the bottom, but that is perfectly fine. So now what I'm going to do is go in with that tomato puree that we blended in the blender. Have that in there. Give it a good mix. Now the tomato paste is what gives it that nice red color. The tomatoes too, obviously, but I didn't, as you can see, the tomato puree that we blended in the blender wasn't all that red. Now it's very red from all the tomato paste that we added in there. Also, that red bell pepper, if you use a red bell pepper as well, it gives it a nice red color too. So the redness depends on how much tomato paste you use, how much tomato you use. So just keep that in mind. Some people like a really red jollof. I honestly don't care. As long as it tastes the same, I'm with it. Okay, we're going to let this cook up for a little bit. And in the meantime, we are going to season this. So I'm going to go in with that Maggi cube. Kind of try to break it up a little. I'm going to go in with a little more of that accent. Black pepper. And just a tad more of that ground ginger. And I'm going to taste this just to make sure that the taste is to my liking before I go back in with the rice. Okay, you guys, so I tasted mine and it is perfect for me. You want to make sure you taste it and add seasonings to your liking before you add anything else in. So now what I'm going to do is add all that chicken that we browned earlier. I'm going to add all that back in there. And give that a good mix. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my rice, but I'm going to add the rice little by little and give it a stir just so I am not adding too much rice. I want to add just the right amount because then I'm going to have to go back and forth adding more liquid, adding more rice to get it to the perfect, you know, to get it right. So I add it just a little at a time. I hope you guys are not seeing a glare because my flash is on and it may be a glare, so I apologize if so. Just little by little, stirring as you go. All right, I turned the flash off so that hopefully you guys can see a little better. Okay. I think this may be enough. You want to make sure that you still leave enough liquid to cook into the rice to get the rice soft. Just going to add the rest of that in there. Get it nice and mixed. Let's see. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna leave it like that and hope for the best. See, this part is tricky. That's why I said eyeball it, add it little by little until it somewhat looks like this. And now the rice is basically going to steam. You're going to cover this and let it cook for 30 to 40 minutes. You want to come back and stir occasionally though, so that it doesn't stick too much at the bottom. It may stick a little, but you don't want it to stick too much. And I have it on medium to low heat just to kind of give it a chance to steam up and get soft and soak in all that flavor. Okay, you guys, so I am going to fluff my rice. So when I stir the rice, I use a fork and just kind of fluff it. I don't necessarily stir it so that it doesn't mush. I just kind of go like this and fluff it up to kind of stir it. Now the rice is not done. It's still very wet, but just want to fluff it up a little bit so that it doesn't stick too much at the bottom. And I'm going to cover it back up to let it finish doing its thing. Okay, you guys, so it's been about 40 minutes and I came back and I fluffed up the rice about every 10 to 15 minutes just so that it wouldn't stick. And it is all done. Nice and fluffy. It smells so good. So you guys, when I was explaining the ingredients, I told you guys about the unsalted chicken broth. I said that because if your rice is beginning to dry out, but it is still hard, I use the unsalted chicken broth to give it a little bit more moisture so that I can continue cooking instead of using just plain water, because then it kind of starts to take the flavor out of the rice. So that's what that is for. I didn't end up needing it because my rice is nice and done. That's my baby in the background, you guys. And so, yeah, I'm going to plate some up and I'm going to show you guys. Okay, you guys, so I made a little plate here. It's piping hot, but it smells so good. I'm gonna try some. Get a little bit of meat on there. So good. So if your family is always undecided or unable to agree on dinner like we are, this is perfect. My husband always want African food. I always want Jamaican food. We can never agree. So combine it all in one. And this is what you have. Stewed chicken and jollof. So good. If you guys try this recipe out, make sure you let me know in the comments how you like it, because I know y'all gonna like it, because what's it not to like? It's very good. Now I would tell you to be careful with how much Scotch bonnet you use, because it is very spicy, but that's how we like it, so it's perfect. I am going to see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.